If you're running meta ads for your online service business or agency right now, and you don't know exactly where your funnel is leaking money or leads, this video is going to show you how to fix that. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to walk you through a 6-stage funnel audit that will show you exactly where you're losing leads, why it's happening, and what to fix first. First thing, here's the problem that most B2B companies or online service businesses have. They know their funnel is not working. They can feel it. The leads are coming in, but they're not converting at all, or the calls are booking, but no one's actually showing up, or they're showing up, but they're not closing because they're not qualified. They're just not good buyers, but they don't know which stage is broken that's causing all of these problems. So they change everything at once or nothing at all, and nothing ends up getting better either way. So the 5-minute funnel audit fixes that. It gives you a clear picture of every stage in your funnel, what the benchmark is and where you are right now and what exactly to fix first. But if you don't know who I am, my name is Richie Berner. I am the founder of Built to Book, and over the past 5 years, we've spent well over 7 figures on ads and have helped 50+ companies build complete client acquisition systems, including meta ads, VSLs, funnels, follow-up sequences, the whole entire thing from A to Z. I've been inside enough funnels at this point to know that the same leaks that are showing up over and over again. And I've built this audit process so that any B2B company can run it in their own funnel in about 5 minutes and know exactly what is broken and what's causing the most friction. But before we get into the audit, I want to quickly remind you of the framework we covered in our last video, because everything we're doing today is built on top of that. If you haven't watched that one, I'd highly recommend going back and watching it first. The link will be in the description, and there should be something around this video as well that you should be able to click. The framework is called the 3-level diagnostic hierarchy, and here's how it works. Level 1 is ROAS, and it's your return on ad spend. This is the only metric that actually matters at scale. If your ROAS is positive and you're profitable, the answer is simple. Scale your spend. Don't touch anything else. Level 2 is your funnel performance metrics: cost per call, show rate, qualified rate, and close rate. These tell you which part of your funnel is actually broken. You only look at level 2 when your ROAS is off or not positive. And level 3 is your diagnostic metrics. Let's talk about CPMs, CTRs, application rates, book rates, VSL play rate. These tell you why a level 2 metric is broken. You only look at level 3 when you've already identified which level 2 metric is the bottleneck. So the golden rule for this is you start at level 1, work your way down, never skip levels. Most people make the mistake of obsessing over level 3 metrics like CPMs and click-through rates when their ROAS is actually fine. That's just wasted time and energy. Today's audit is a practical tool for applying this hierarchy to your own funnel. Each stage maps directly to either a level 2 or a level 3 metric, and the scoring system at the end tells you exactly where to start. So here's how the audit works. There are 6 stages in every B2B call funnel. Each one maps to a specific level in the hierarchy, and each one has a specific benchmark. You're either hitting it or you're not. The stage that's furthest below the benchmark is where your biggest bottleneck is, and that's where you start. Stage 1, your ads, CPMs and CTR. These are your level 3 metrics. You can only audit them if your cost per call is too high. Stage 2, your landing page, application rate. Also a level 3 metric. Only look here if your cost per call is the issue. Stage 3, your VSL, play rate and watch time. Level 3 again. Stage 4, your application form, book rate, level 3. Stage 5 is your show rate. This is your level 2 metric, one of the 4 core funnel performance indicators. And stage 6, your close rate, also level 2. So the right way to use this audit is start with your ROAS. If it's good, then stop. If it's not, move to level 2. Find the level 2 metric that is furthest off its benchmark. Then use the corresponding level 3 stages to diagnose why that is happening. So let's go through each one. Stage 1 is your ads. There are 2 numbers we're looking at here. First is your CPM, the cost per 1,000 impressions. The target range for a B2B call funnel is about $30 to $150. If you're above $150, your ads are either poorly targeted, low quality, or your page is slow. If you're below $30, you might be getting cheap but low quality traffic, which could be bots, so you got to keep an eye on that. Second is your CTR, or your click-through rate. The target is 1.5% here or higher for a B2B call funnel. If you're below that, your hook isn't creating enough emotional spike and people are seeing your ad and just scrolling right past it. So the audit question for stage 1, pull your last 14 days of data. What's your CPM? What's your CTR? If either is outside the benchmark, your ads are the bottleneck. The most common fix here, rewrite your hook, make some new ads, try a new style of creatives. The first line of your ad is also everything. Write it into one specific specific person or one specific problem that they're having right now. Get really granular. That's it. Stage 2 is your landing page. The metric here is your application rate, the percentage of unique visitors who complete your application form. The target is 5 to 7% or higher. If you're below 5%, one of 4 things is happening. Your page might be loading too slow. You can use Google PageSpeed Insights right now to test if you're over 3 seconds. If you're over 3 seconds load time on mobile, you're probably losing people before they even see your offer or your VSL. Next would be your messaging is not making sense in your ad. If your ad talked about getting more qualified calls, but your landing page headline is about scaling your business, that disconnect causes people to bounce immediately. It just creates confusion. Next, your form could have too many questions. The optimal structure to start off when you're generating new leads is 2 to 5 questions. Start with a simple yes or no qualifier to get momentum, then move to a financial qualifier at your 3rd question. Or your VSL isn't getting watched. If your play rate is below 20%, people aren't getting the information they need to take action. So the audit question for stage 2, what's your application rate over the last 30 days? If it's below 5%, start with page speed. That's the fastest fix we can do here. Stage 3 is your VSL. This is the most underrated part of any B2B funnel and the one most people get wrong. Your VSL has one job though, to pre-sell the prospect before they ever get on a call with you. Not just explain your offer, but it needs to pre-sell them. By the time someone finishes watching your VSL and books a call, they should be about 70% sold. They should know who you are, what you do, why it works, and why you're the right choice. There are 3 things to audit your VSL. Play rate. Are people actually watching it? Target is 20% or higher. If it's below that, add a thumbnail to your video player and a tap to unmute button with automatic play. Next, we can look at watch time. How far are people getting into it? If most people are dropping off in the first 30 seconds, your hook is terrible. If they're dropping off at the 50% mark, your content is just losing them in the middle because it's just extremely boring. You're not being direct enough. Next would be your conversion rate from VSL to application. Are people who watch the VSL actually applying? If not, your VSL isn't doing its job of pre-selling. The audit question for stage 3 here is check your VSL analytics. What's the play rate? What's the average watch time? Where are people dropping off in your funnel and your VSL? Stage 4 is your application form. This is where you qualify leads before they book a call. The metric here is your book rate, the percentage of people who complete the application and actually book a call. Target is 4 to 6% or higher. If your book rate is low, there are 2 things to look at. First, your questions. Are you asking the right things in the right order? Your first question should be frictionless, a simple yes or no that gets them moving. Something like, are you currently running paid ads? Or are you a B2B company or agency running paid ads? Get them started through the form and then move to the qualifying questions. Move your financial qualifier to question 3 and frame it around their target revenue over the next 6 months, not their current revenue. That frame shift alone can make people more willing to answer honestly. After you get a few submissions, you can then ask them their actual revenue since we have momentum in the form. Second is going to be your calendar. Is it easy to book? Are you allowing enough availability? Also, allow for same-day bookings as soon as 90 minutes out. Someone who wants to talk immediately has the highest intent, and restrict bookings within 4 days. The longer the gap between booking and the call, the more time there is for that emotional state to fade away. The audit question for stage 4, what's your book rate? If it's below 4%, look at the form structure first, then look at your calendar. Now, stage 5 is your show rate, the percentage of booked calls where the prospect actually shows up. Target is 70% or higher. If you're below 50%, this is almost certainly your biggest bottleneck right now. And here's the thing that most people miss. A low show rate is almost never an ads problem. It's a follow-up problem. People book calls in peak emotional states. Something in your ad or on your landing page triggered them to do so. They were ready. And then they booked a call for 2 days from now, and that emotional state started to fade away. By the time the call comes around, they've already talked themselves out of it or found another solution. Your job is to carry that emotional state from the moment they book all the way to the call. So there are 3 things that we can audit here. First is your confirmation page. Every single person who books a call sees it. Most businesses waste it with your call is confirmed or we'll see you there. A high performing confirmation page has about 10 to 20 short videos covering common questions, objection handling, case study breakdowns, and a roadmap of what it's like to work with you. The goal is for some prospects to arrive at the call already ready to buy. Next is going to be your personal outreach. Within 10 minutes of every booking, someone on your team or you should send a genuine personal message, not a template, that that confirms a call and starts a real conversation. Getting a response from a prospect before the call improves your show rate by 10 to 20%. Third is going to be your pre-call email sequence. In the 48 hours between booking and the call, send 3 to 4 emails. Each one delivers value, reinforces why you're the right choice, and keeps the prospect in that peak emotional state. You can also be more aggressive and send upwards of 2 to 3 emails a day. The audit question for stage 5 here is, what's your show rate over the last 30 days? If it's below 70%, start with your confirmation page and then start following up with people manually. Stage 6 is going to be your close rate, the percentage of qualified calls that result in a closed deal. Target is 30% or higher on qualified calls. So there are 3 things to audit this process here. First is going to be your discovery depth. Most people don't go nearly deep enough in discovery before they start pitching. A great sales process and call is 70% the lead talking. The goal is to understand everything about the prospect's current situation, their specific pain, their goals, what they've already tried, what's prevented them from solving it. And when you understand all of that, the pitch can write itself. You're not selling them, you're connecting their problem to your solution. Second is going to be closer state. This is massively underrated. So if your closer is tired, distracted, or in a negative emotional state, they will close at a lower rate like anybody else. Get enough sleep, exercise, go clear your head before the calls, show up as someone who genuinely wants to help, and make sure that your closers are doing this. And closer cleanup. Every week, pull a list of qualified calls that didn't close and reach out with a fresh message or a new angle. Most people stop following up after 7 days, and that's where deals go to die. So the audit question for stage 6, what's your closed rate on qualified calls? If it's below 30%, start by reviewing your last 10 lost calls. What was the most common objection? That's your starting point. Learn how to handle it. So now that you've audited all 6 stages, here's how you decide what to fix first. Step 1, write down your current numbers for each stage next to the benchmark. Step 2, calculate the gap. Which stage is furthest below the benchmark as a percentage? Step 3, consider the effort. Which stage can you improve the fastest with the least amount of time, money, and energy? Step 4, fix that one thing first, one bottleneck at a time. Give it 7 to 14 days and then you can measure it again, but don't focus on everything at once. Here's the key insight though, you don't need to fix everything at once. You just need to fix the one stage that's costing you the most money and fix that first. In most B2B call funnels, fixing one stage can double your results without changing anything else. I've seen companies fix their show rate from 40% to 70% just by adding videos to their confirmation page and setting up personal outreach. That one change can double the number of calls that actually happened without spending an extra single dollar on ads. That's the power of the funnel audit. You stop guessing and start fixing the right thing. So before we get out of here, let me walk you through a quick example of how this would work in practice. Let's say you're spending $5,000 a month on ads. Here's what the numbers look like for a typical underperforming B2B call funnel. CPMs, around $95, which is in range, so they're not the problem right now. Your click-through rate, 1.8%. That's great. Above benchmark. Your application rate, 3.2%. Now that's below our 5% target. That's definitely a leak. Your book rate, 4.5%. That's within range. Your show rate, 48%, well below the 70% target. And that's the major leak. Your close rate, 22%, which is also below our 30% target. So in this funnel, there are 2 clear bottlenecks to me, at least. Application rate and show rate. But which one do you fix first? Look at the gap and the effort. Application rate is 1.8 points below the benchmark. Show rate is 22 points below benchmark. So show rate is obviously the bigger gap here, and fixing it by improving your confirmation page and setting up personal outreach is actually one of the fastest fixes in any funnel. You can do it in a weekend. So you would fix show rate first. You add the videos to your confirmation page, you set up personal outreach within 10 minutes of every booking, and launch a 9 email pre-call sequence. 2 weeks later, now show rate is at 68%. That's 20 more calls per month from the same ad spend. At a 22% close rate, that's 4 to 5 more clients per month just from fixing one thing. That's what the funnel audit does. It shows you where the money is hiding. So here's what I want you to do right now. Grab a piece of paper or open a spreadsheet and run this audit on your own funnel. Write down your numbers for each of the 6 stages. Find the biggest gap. That's your focus for the next 2 weeks. But lucky for you, I put together a free funnel audit checklist that has all 6 stages, all the benchmarks, all the common causes, and all the specific fixes laid out in one place. It's the exact same checklist we use when we audit a new client's funnel. Link is in the description. Download it and use it. And if you want us to run this audit on your actual funnel, look at your real numbers, identify your biggest bottleneck, and give you a clear picture on what to fix first, there's a link to book a free strategy call in the description as well. We do these every week. No pitch, no pressure. Just a real look at your funnel and an honest conversation about what's broken and how you can begin to fix it. So subscribe if you want more content like this. There's new videos every week, and I'll see you in the next one.